Hello, friends. Take two. I am live. There we go. Now let's see if I'm live on Facebook. I hope. Oh, good. Whew. I don't know what happened there. We'll get that shared to my VIP group so you can watch no matter where you are. And I do believe I'm live on YouTube. Yep. Okay. Yay. We're good to go. So, hello. It is Thursday, April the 17th. A big day in the life of my children because it is their birthday. Hello, Norma. So, I'm live on Facebook. Now, let's see if there's anybody on YouTube. Oh, I hope they come back. 'Cause we had a few on YouTube. Hi, Nadine. Janet. Hello. 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 Okay. So today is our children's birthday. Yes, we have twins. It's a secret. They're 45 years old today. How in the world did that happen? I tell you, I don't know. Okay, Diane and Christine, Julie, hello from YouTube. Yay. Okay, thumbs up. I'm in both places. I appreciate you commenting. Yes, it is our children's birthday today. So we had discussions with them. One is off on an adventure. The other one is having a special birthday dinner with his family. And yeah, I know what I was doing 45 years ago, right this minute. What were you doing? Hello, Christine. Yes. Yeah, it was a day 45 years ago. Let me put it that way. So we are going to do, they're twice my age. They are. Oh, Norma, how exciting. I'll have to tell them that. They're now twice as old as I am. Thank you. That made me smile. It was really hard. I didn't mind when they hit 20. I didn't mind when they hit 25. 30, when they hit 30, I had a day. It was like, oh, they're getting old. And I think that's probably when I decided 23 is as old as I'm getting. So tonight I have a card for you, once again using Spotlight on Nature. This one uses the floating technique, but then I kind of did another technique on top of that technique. And I'm thinking I might have invented a new technique. I haven't seen this one before. Hello, Nicole. I haven't seen this technique anywhere before. So if you have, let me know. But if you haven't and nobody lets me know, then I'm going to take ownership of this technique. So that's, holy man, that's a fun fold and a technique all in the same month. Ah, things are looking up. Okay, let me flip you around. There you go. So now tell me, do you like having my little, my picture right there down there in the corner, or would you rather have it like that? Which way? Doesn't make any difference to me. Let me know, picture or no picture. Hello, Nicole. Another Nicole. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so here's the card. It is a shaped card. It is shaped like the everyday arches, and it opens up. It has a fold in the middle of it, and I'll show you how to achieve that. Hi, Jackie. No picture, says Julie. Okie dokie, no picture it is. I know it kind of takes a lot of real estate in this corner and you don't see anything in there. And you don't need to see me anyways, right? You're here to see the card. So can you see that image stamped and put on top of the floating technique? Yes, I agree with you, Christine. And with this new program, I can't move it anywhere. It is where it is, and it's the size it is. The last program I used, I could make it tiny and I could put it somewhere that it didn't interfere. This one, it interferes. So we'll leave it off. Because if I want you to see me, I'll just do that, go hi, and then I'll go back here and we'll go here and it'll go away. There you go. Okay, so in behind is the floating technique. Now, have you done that technique before? Strips of paper on acetate so that it looks like it's floating. And then this is also stamped on acetate and colored and put over top. Nicole says, go Glenda, fun fold and a technique. Love it. I know, right? You never know what you're going to get when you show up to one of my Facebook Lives. I have to stop calling them Facebook Lives because they're not. They're on YouTube too. My live demonstrations. How's that? Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do this now because it's in my favorite colors. I like pinks. I like purples. Do you know there's a word that if you like purples, there's a word for that? Let me go and see if I can find it. It is called a porphyrophile. Porphyrophile. A lover of the color purple. I agree with that. That's me. I love the color purple. Royalty is the word. Haha. Julie's done it with stretch and seal. Stretch and seal? Oh, that's interesting. You could call it a double floating technique. I could. Okay, let's get busy. And we're going to go through what I'm using. I'm using StazOn. This is a red rubber stamp set, so I am okay using StazOn because I can clean it. Memento and Mossy Meadow. Now you can use Memento for the whole thing, or StazOn for the whole thing, but my sentiment is photopolymer, and I don't like using StazOn with photopolymer because there's no way to clean it. You can't use photopolymer clean or StazOn cleaner on photopolymer stamps because there's a chemical reaction and your stamp will eventually dissolve into a jello bubble. Okay, Spotlight on Nature. Now I brought the dies out. I'm not using them tonight, but that's the bundle, just in case you want to put it on your list. The sentiment comes from Simply Said. I love this stamp set. There is lots of really nice sentiments in there. Everyday Arches dies, and finish off with some purple fine shimmer gems. Yay, they made an entire package of embellishments that are purple. Can't beat that. Okay, so I'm going to take these out and I'll tell you what sizes I used in a minute. The card base is Bubble Bath, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4 and folded in half. Then we have we have more than one piece, of basic white that is 3.5 by 4 3/4. So going to be for the front and for the inside. And then I have 2 pieces of acetate that are 3.5 by 4.5. I have a whole bunch of 3/8 inch strips of cardstock. So there's Bubble Bath, Fresh Freesia, Highland Heather, and Gorgeous Grape. And I did 2 of each one. And we're going to attach those to the acetate. And then I have a piece of white that is 5/8 of an inch wide to do the sentiment. So the trick for doing this, what did you call it? Double floating technique is you stamp with StazOn on one side, then you flip the acetate over and you color it on the other side. Because if you color it on the side that you have stamped it, you will ruin your Stampin' Blends because they will reactivate StazOn, because StazOn is alcohol based and Stampin' Blends are alcohol based. And Stampin' Blends alcohol will reactivate the StazOn alcohol and wick it up into your Stampin' Blends, and then you don't have a Stampin' Blends that is the right color anymore. Okay, so to make the shape card, I'm just going to use one of these, and I think it's the largest one. So the largest Everyday Arches dies is the one I'm going to use to cut this out. So what you need to do is it needs to line up on this edge. This is the folded edge. To clean stays on off, followed polymer, stamp ink off on scrap paper and clean with stamp and scrub. That way you can use the stamp. Yes, you can. It just stains and I don't like the staining. You can use stays on it. You just can't clean it off with stays on cleaner. Okay, so this is the folded edge here, and I'm going to put this die right up against that folded edge. So this right here is the cutting edge of that die. So you put your fold right up against that cutting edge, but you don't want to have the cutting edge on your paper because you just want to get the stitch marks, not cut it. So if you set it up from the other side, you'll be good to go. So I'm just going to, of course it moved when I flipped it back over. So let me get some Post-it pieces and I'm going to attach it to the, and you're going to cut both the front and the back at the same time. Hello, Valerie. So glad you guys could all make it. So tomorrow is the 18th of April. It's the last day to register for the Creative Escape and qualify for the early bird cards. You have until May the 1st to register, but after tomorrow, there will be no opportunity to get the early bird tutorials. I have to move it over a bit because it wasn't right where it needed to be. There, that should be all right. So now I'm going to run it through and it's not going to cut here. It's just going to put the stitch marks in there. And you know the trick about cutting it upside down? That's what I'm going to do because I want it to get lots of pressure on there and cut through both layers of cardstock. So I'm going to put it in my machine this way up. Now, hubby brought my machine back to me. He took it out to his shop and he cleaned it all up and found something rattling around in there. And he said that's why I was having difficulty because this piece of plastic was in there. So I'm using my old machine and look at this. It cut. Not all the way. Oh, that's the Post-it note. That's why it's not cut there. But look at this. He fixed my machine. Ah! There's a reason I'm married to that man, let me tell you. I've told him we've been married 49 years, well, 48 and a half years. In September, it will be 49 years. We've been together it'll be 50 years in September. And I have told him for all that time that I did not marry him for his money. I married him for his fixability because when I say to him, I need this done, he goes and gets it done. He knows how to do it. When I want something built, I tell him what my idea is. And most of the time he gets it right. Sometimes there's a bit of going back and forth, but that's why I married that man. Okay, so now I've cut this and of course it's stuck together because the stitch marks have stuck it together, but all you have to do is just curl it. And did you hear that pop? It releases those stitch marks. And there we are. We have our shaped card. Ah! Okay, that's over because the fat lady has sung. Oh, yeah, it's going to be one of those days. Okay, so I need to cut the next size down. Basic white. Nope, I skipped one apparently. So this one, I used the largest one, and then I skipped one, and then we're going to cut two of these. Uh-oh. Well, if I had to cut the cardstock the right size, we would have cut two of them. Okay, let's just get more cardstock. Oh, I'm just going to cut it. What width did I make this? 3.5. I'll just cut that. Okay. we're going to cut 2 of them. And I'm not cutting them at the same time because I want my stitch marks to if you cut 2 layers at once, the top stitch marks are really good and the stitch marks on the inside are not really good. When you get some time for you. Arches do make elegant cards. I love these dies. I can't tell you how many cards I've made with them. So when I was explaining about the stitch marks, there's the stitch marks on the first layer of the card base that we cut. And there's the stitch marks on the second layer. They are not the same. And they won't be the same. So that's why I'm not cutting these both at the same time. Okay. Run this through. Okay, next, it's time to attach our strips to the acetate. They are, I started with Gorgeous Grape at the bottom, and then Highland Heather, and then Fresh Freesia, and then Bubble Bath. And I am going to put them, I didn't get my adhesive though. I'm not using Tombow because it's liquid. I'm just going to use my Stampin' Seal. And we're just going to run adhesive on. I'm trying to stay inside the edges. Then I'm going to use my grid paper because I want to get them straight. Now you could do this at an angle. I don't think I made them long enough to do it at an angle, but you could do it at an angle. There's no reason why you can't do this at an angle. So I made these 3/8 of an inch, but you can make them whatever size you want. And by doing it 3/8 of an inch, that leaves, because this is a 1/2 an inch in between my, like these squares are 1/4 of an inch. So I can do them 1/8 of an inch apart simply because I have, oh, I didn't get that straight. I have, oh well, 3/8 and then 1/8 gives me a 1/2 an inch. I'm trying to explain this and the words are hard. Valerie picked up my aunt from Emerge this morning. Oh, that poor aunt of yours. Took a picture of her sitting in the chair with her walker and Dave on the couch with his walker. That's going to be my Christmas cards this year. Oh, Valerie. Valerie says, I are super funny. Sure. You try doing that. Okay, so now I'm going to put this, I'm going to grab a couple of Post-it notes just so this goes here and doesn't move on me while I'm doing all this and talking at the same time. There we go. And I'm going to put that right there. And then we'll go on to Highland Heather. So how was everybody's day? Did you do anything exciting? Valerie, we know, took her Christmas picture today. I went to the nursery today. And no, I didn't get any Lithadora, also known as Grace Ward, although I did see them there. I wanted Heather because I have some gardens that are in the shade, and I looked online and it said that Heather will grow in the shade. So I went to, we have a whole bunch of different places to buy flowers from. Some of them I won't, but I wanted to do price checks on them. So I went to the 2 that are locally owned, and I went to Canadian Tire just because I wanted to see what the price was up there. And yes, it was cheaper. but I went to one of them and they had smaller ones. The 1 gallon was anywhere from $10.95 to $14.95, but they had little tiny ones that were only $5.95. I remembered because I wrote it down, Valerie. Oh, good, Stacy. Had to bring Bruce to a doctor's appointment in Nanaimo, then had to Zoom back home for my doctor's. Oh my gosh, Norma, that's a lot of zooming. And now you're zooming tonight. Well, you're not. You're watching on Facebook. Okay, now we're going on to bubble bath. See how easy this is when you have grid paper and you can line things up. One more strip. Now you don't have to do 3/8 inch strips. You can do whatever size you want. I just happen to like the look of 3/8 inch strips. Now I have to move this because that's going to be in the way. And we'll just put this one right on there like that. There we go. So that's the floating technique. And I've done this one a couple of times before. Now I have to cut off all this excess. Otherwise, when I put it through my machine, it's going to stick to the cutting plate and then I won't be able to get it off. So we're going to trim this on both sides. I make them larger than I need because it's easier to deal with. There we are. Yeah. Norma, did you read that? You bake 4 dozen muffins? Oh, nice. What kind of muffins did you bake, Julie? I love muffins. Okay, so now I'm going to take, then I'm going to skip. So we used the big one for the shape of the card. I skipped one. We used that one for the white part, and I'm going to skip one, and we're going to use this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is number 6 from the center. And we're going to put it on here. And I'm going to line it up at the bottom so that that stitch mark is right at that bottom. And that will give this right up at the top. And we're going to tape that on. And then I'm going to run this through my machine upside down because we're cutting through acetate, which is difficult to cut in the first place, and cardstock at the same time. So by putting it upside down, I'll get a better cut. But I did discover that when you do that, don't use your plate that's well cut. Use a plate that's not cut. So that's my top plate, which makes sense. It's still going to be my top plate, right? And we'll run that through my machine. Hello, Milo, my little kitty. Okay, so I have run this through once. I'm just going to check it. And I think I'm going to run it through again. And because I didn't move it, it's going to be right where I need it. Okay. That's better. And see, I can tell that it has cut through what it needs to cut through. Most of it. I still think I'm using my refurbished machine, but I'm thinking that I'm still going to have to use the other one because it didn't cut that one spot right there. It's really easy just to take your scissors and finish cutting it through. There we go. So we've done our floating technique now. And this is going to get popped up on your card because you can put dimensionals in behind where the strips are. He's missed me. Oh, poor Milo. Poor Milo. Okay, I'm going to keep this out because I need to cut the other acetate, but we need to stamp it first. So I'm going to put this on here like that. I'm going to get my StazOn and my stamp. Bran and banana, 2 dozen. Oh, yum. My mouth is watering, Julie. When we talked to our northern son, his wife Jess had made him a peanut butter cheesecake with Scorbits, I think it was, and whipped cream. And he refuses to put a piece in the freezer for me from when we go up there. But it's okay because Jessie said she would. She'll make another one when we get up there. It looked so good. Okay, I'm going to stamp this. Now you have to be really careful that you don't push it sideways because it's on acetate. It's going to move if you don't keep it exactly still. And then you have a squishy mess and you have to start all over again. Yes, ask me how I know. And then when you're ready to lift the stamp up, you pray. Please let this be proper. Then you pick it up and it sticks to the acetate because that's what StazOn does. And you pull it off. And there we go. Now it's not going to be black like, oh, you know what I didn't do? Hang on. Before I move this, I'm going to put a little L down in the bottom because now I won't know what side I've stamped on. It doesn't matter what letter you put, but don't put an O because an O is the same way no matter which way you look at it, right? So there's the stamped image, and I'm just going to let that dry while I stamp the inside and the sentiment and the envelope. I'm going to put my StazOn away because I'm not using it again. And yes, you can use StazOn, Memento on top of StazOn. It's fine. So here's what I'm going to do on the inside and the envelope. So if you want to put the flower in there, you can. You can use your Memento on top of your StazOn right away, and it's not going to hurt anything. But I'm going to use Mossy Meadow and the leaves. Hello, Marlene. Don't forget to use the waist cut on another card as a, oh, what a good idea. I threw it in the garbage. Ah. So Nicole is saying use this. I would just cut this a little closer and there you've got a frame to use on another card. Brilliant. Okay. Mossy Meadow. Leaf stamp. Stamp, pray, lift, let out breath. Yes, exactly, Nicole. I'm glad you could make it, Marlene. So I've had a few more people register for the Creative Escape. Thank you. Oops, I only want one. I don't want two. So you're going to have a good time. It's coming up. Early bird registration ends tomorrow. Registration is open until May the 1st. And May the 6th, I order everything. So I've given a bit of a break to people who want to order one or both of the bundles through me. I think $70 for Scenic Adventures and $75 for the Gallery Blooms. Okay, so I'm going to do this one and then I'm going to stamp it. I'm going to stamp it and I'm going to stamp it because I like that effect on the envelope. Okay, now sentiment. There it is. I lost my piece. Memento ink, sentiment piece, and sentiment. This is Spotlight on Nature, Julie. It's this bundle. The one that has the one that has all the circle dice. I'm sure you have it because we've used it in club. Oh, and that's another thing. I have clubs coming up too. So I have an in color club that I'm starting in May. And you'll by the time the 5 months are up, you will have all the new in color stuff plus gifts. And I have my regular monthly club is starting in June. So those of you that are currently in my monthly club, I hope you decide to continue with us. And if you're not and you'd like to be, let me know. Because now with the new host rewards system, you're going to earn 10% on all of your club orders. Yep. Okay, we got our pieces. Now, this one is going to go down flat on the front of our card. So be part of my club. It just means that you commit to purchasing X number of dollars a month. And then you get a free 3-card card class. In person or virtual. There's also a PDF and video tutorials. So if you can't make it, you can do it on your own using I'm looking for my dimensions. Did I get them out already? Oh, I did. Using the exclusive video tutorials. Now, this is only, my club is only available in Canada, but they are the same cards that I do for the monthly tutorial subscription. So if you live outside of Canada and you want to have cards from me arrive in your mailbox every month, then subscribe to my monthly tutorial subscription. It is 45 minimum 3 months. So it's $15 a month, minimum 3-month commitment. And you get 3 cards that the club people get, plus there's an exclusive to subscription only. Oh, no, I'm giving that to my club now too. So club and the tutorial subscription people all get the exclusive extra card. Now I put dimensionals on this and that's going to go on there like that. But before I do that, I'm going to take my stamped image and I'm going to take my L and I'm going to flip it up so that it is backwards. So I know I'm coloring on the back side of this. And I know that because I can tell from the stamped image, this one, but some of them you can't tell. And then you just color on the back. Now you will have blotches and you have to use your dark ones. You can't use something that's light, like bubble bath would not work. So I'm using dark mossy meadow and dark Highland heather. So you do one layer and then you do a second layer. And you have to be careful that you stay inside the lines because you will see it on the other side if you don't. Okay, and then we'll do this one. I went for my walk today, but it wasn't a very long walk because I decided I was making dinner tonight. We had ham and we've been eating it all week. And I felt, oh, there's a lot of weird sirens happening out there. These are serious ones. Fire truck sirens. So I decided I wanted to take the little bit that was left over and turn it into one of my childhood meals that I used to enjoy that nobody else in my family likes. Okay, there's something serious is happening out there, and I've got my window open so I can really hear it. So this dish that I made. Hello, Dimity. No, Valerie, I don't have your address. Nuh-uh. This dish that I made, you take canned tomatoes and water and aniseed and garlic and onions. So Ted can't eat it because I made it full strength today. And you can put cayenne pepper in it, but I don't like it with cayenne. And you can see the more I go over top of it, the darker that flour is getting. And then you're supposed to boil it for 4 hours, but I decided too late in the day, so I had to hurry up the simmering process. So I boiled it at a rolling boil for a couple of hours. Or no, it wasn't even an hour. And then you blanch a whole bunch of cabbage. Then when the cabbage is soft, you pour the ham mixture over top of the cabbage, and then you serve it over top of cornbread. Oh my gosh, it's good. Can you see the flowers? So the more layers of color I put on there, the darker they're going to be. Now, it's got definite marks. And if you don't like that, then you could probably take something and smooth them out. I don't know what you would use. Alcohol would remove it completely. The sirens have stopped, and they didn't stop too far from my house. There we go. So there's the flowers. So now I'm going to get dark mossy meadow, and we're going to do the leaves. And it's the same thing. Do 2 or 3 layers of color. And if you let the layers dry in between, it works a little bit better. You have to use alcohol markers for this. You cannot use the Stampin' Write markers that are water-based because they won't color on acetate. And if there's any comments, I'm sorry, I'm missing them because I'm paying attention so that I don't color outside the lines. And I will go back and read them in a second. Oh, nobody's commenting anyways. Okay, go back and do the second layer. This is so pretty. So what do you think of this technique? Do you think you will give this stamping on acetate and putting it on top of the floating technique? Do you think you will do that? Now, I'm not going to do the stems because they're too thin and I think it would look funny. I didn't do them on the original one either. So now we just got to let that dry. So we'll let that dry and we'll put this on the inside. Oh, right. Wink of Stella. Wink of Stella. I like the way Mossy Meadow reactivates when you use Wink of Stella. So I'm going to color my leaves on the inside with Wink of Stella. I'll lift it up so you can see the difference. Mossy Meadow is one of the good ones that reactivates really nicely. Cool technique. Nice card. Love the technique. Yes, I will try, but I need to watch this again. Yes, absolutely. When your life calms down, Valerie, because even though Facebook will delete this in 30 days, it will be on my YouTube channel. And I am putting on Fridays, I'm putting recap with all the YouTube links from the week. So this Friday, there'll be 4 links in the VIP group and 3 links on my page. The one I did last night was only in my VIP group. And on YouTube, of course. Oh, this is so pretty. I like this card. I hope you give it a try. Make sure when you do, you share it in the VIP group for Share It Saturday, so we can all see what you came up with. Because any floral stamp will do. And you can do this technique with squares, rectangles, circles. I just taken the green off of my Wink of Stella. There we go. Now we'll put this inside. So you could do it with all different shapes. I think the last one I did was a circle. And this is going to go inside as soon as I find my card. You were trying to find me live on YouTube? Oh. Well, I know I'm there because I have people watching from YouTube, Dimity. So I'm sorry you couldn't find me. Here we are. Now we're going to put this one on. Can't wait to get these dies and I'll rewatch it and do it. Oh, Nadine. I recommend these dies to everybody. They are fabulous. And when I first looked at them, I thought, I do that a lot. If you have alcohol inks, you can paint with them to color. The other option is to keep StazOn side up on the front and color behind with markers where the acetate will protect it. Sorry, did I miss a comment? Thank you, Nicole, for that answer. Okay, so now this is going to go here. Right there. There we go. Now this should be dry. So I'm going to take that same die as the one I cut this out with. And we're going to cut this out. Oops, wait, cut from the right side. Oh, I went up. Shoot. I should have been down a bit further. Oh well. It is what it is. And I'm going to cut this now. And I can cut it right side up. You found me, but not live. Oh dear. Yes, you do need to use StazOn on acetate, Christine. The regular water-based ones will not work. Water-based inks, which is what Stampin' Up! Ones are, they don't work on acetate. Okay. And there's our die cut flower, like that. Now I'm going to put it on top here, upside down. And then when I find my glue, I'm going to put dots of glue where the strips are. And if you do these dots and then let them dry, they won't show through. She says, hoping and praying I'm right. Okay, I'm just going to let that dry for a minute or two. We'll put the sentiment on. Oh, I can't put the sentiment on. Oh dear. I should have done this before I put the rest of the card together because now I have nothing else to do. Got my dies, need to watch again in slow motion. Oh. Okay, I am glad you guys were able to find me and join me. And has anybody got any questions while we wait for the glue to dry? I mean, honestly, I'll put the adhesive on sentiment so it's ready to go. It's not going to take much longer. Anybody got any questions? Let's just, hi, how you doing? It's like watching paint dry, only it's glue. Oh, well. So let me remind you, In Color Club is $85 a month. You get ink pad, re-inker, Stampin' Blends, you get the markers, you get two-tone cardstock, you get a multi-pack of cardstock each month. And there's embellishments and gifts thrown in there. And then there is product shares are $90. You get a 12 by 6 or two 6 by 6 pieces of all of the new designer papers in the catalog and online, and some ribbon to go with them. Hello, Susan. Susan, I see you sent me a message, but it came in just as I was going live, so I will answer you when I'm done. Then there is the Creative Escape that's happening in June. That early bird registration ends tomorrow. And my monthly club is restarting in June. And that is a minimum order every month. And I haven't said what the minimum is yet. I'm still working that out. And then you get a free 3-card class plus the bonus tutorial subscription card tutorial. You don't get a package for it. You get just the tutorial. How long does it take for the glue to, I don't know. Are you tired of talking to me? Why are the markers not available anymore? The markers are available, Marlene. They've just moved them online. They're not in the catalog, but they are the family packs and the In Colors. They're all going to be online now. Send me an invoice, please, for clubs. I will find a paper. I will make a note to message you, Nadine. Thank you. Yes, you can color with Sharpies if you don't have the Stampin' Blends. Okay, my glue is dry, so I'm just going to turn this over. I'm going to line up my stitch marks and just plop that right on there like that. There we go. Look at that. Oh, and we'll get the sentiment on. And we're done. Oh, bling. I got to put the bling on. Don't forget the bling, Mollet. I want to get that right over to the edge of the card like that. There we are. Now get my fine purple shimmer gems and we will load them up because I just got a new package of them today. Now, for some reason, I have not used these Berry Burst ones. I think they'll look okay on this card. Let's use these ones because I think they feel left out. And we can use a whole bunch of them because I got a whole bunch here. So we'll put that one there and that one there. And we'll put one more. We'll put one more right there. There we go. 5. Aw, thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Christine. Have fun. And don't forget to enter it into Share It Saturday. We would love to see what you are making. Sharpies don't blend, no, but on this technique, Julie, you don't have to blend. It's more about getting the color. It's just your Sharpies won't match the Stampin' Up cardstock like Stampin' Blends will. Aw, thank you. Hello, Kathy. Hello, Cherry Lane Stampin'. Thanks, Norma. Oh, you guys are so kind. I hope you give this a try. It's really not difficult at all. It's quite easy to do. And if you don't have the arch dies, why not? But if you don't, use circles, use rectangles. The deckled rectangles we used to have, or the deckled circles would work. Just make sure that you overlap the either on the side or at the top, so you have an opening card. Thank you. Oh, look at you guys. Alice, Diane, Julie. Julie, the flower is from Spotlight on Nature. The one that has the circle dies. I'm sure you have this because we've used these in club before. Yes. And what was that word that poly something or other when you love purple? That's me. Oh, thanks, Nadine. And I will message you. And Susan, I will read your message and get back to you. Thanks, Lena. Okay, don't forget, registration, early bird registration closes tomorrow for the Creative Escape. You're not going to want to miss this one. It's all me this time. In the past, I've always collaborated with one or two other demonstrators. This one, it's all my cards. It was a bit daunting, but I did it. So there's 6 cards we're going to make during the escape, 2 tutorials for the bonus early bird cards. If you are an elite stamper, which means you've already taken one of the Creative Escapes, then you get elite stamper status and you get a special gift. And it's going to be super cute. And if you are elite stamper and you bring somebody new to the Creative Escape, they're going to get elite stamper status too, and they'll get the gift. $90 for in-person and virtual. If you live outside Canada, it's $40 for the tutorial, and you can join us to stamp with the virtual one. There is goodie bags, door prizes, pillow gifts. If you're in person, you get lunch, refreshments, snacks, and there is a silent auction. If you are virtual, you still get the gifts and stuff, the door prizes, and postage from me to you. So $90 is it. There's no hidden fees, no plus postage, nothing. You're very welcome. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. I hope you enjoy Easter weekend. And this is it for me till Tuesday night. I am taking 4 days off. Hubby and I are doing a couple of day trips. I'll tell you all about them next week when we get together. New featured stamp set next week. I don't remember what it is. Let me look. Playing in the rain. I should show you this card too, that I use the everyday arches with. So this was the card I did with my senior ladies on Wednesday, and it uses the everyday arches. This card was a swap that I got from my friend Leanne. Isn't that gorgeous? Yes, I thought you did, Julie. Yay, you can make the card. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy your weekend, and I will see you 7:30 p.m. Pacific time on Tuesday night. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I will see you soon in my craft room. Stampin' Smiles, and bye for now.